Open Google Maps right now. Search Dwarka Sector 9, Delhi. Find the main road near the old Peepal tree. Look at that curve. That curve wasn't planned. It was not a design choice. It was not an engineering decision. That curve is what happens when one of the most powerful infrastructure projects in human history met something it could not move, could not bulldoze, could not destroy, because she was already dead. In 1990, a 19-year-old girl was killed on that road. The driver never stopped. The police never found him. But she did. And she has not let a single person who comes near that tree forget it. This is the final knock. And this is the story of the Sentinel of Sector 9. Dwarka in 1990 was not the city it is today. No metro lines, no flyovers, no apartment towers stretching into the sky. Just dust, barren fields, and long, empty roads that went dark the moment the sun went down. She was 19 years old. No name in any official record that survives today. Just a girl, selling small goods by the roadside to survive another day. Hair ties, cheap bangles, packets of biscuits, the kind of things people buy without looking at the person selling them. She had a song she used to hum, an old folk melody, something her mother had taught her. She hummed it every day, standing by that road, under the shade of an ancient peepal tree. It was a new moon night when it happened. No street lights, no witnesses who stayed. A truck, speeding. The driver never saw her. Or perhaps he did. She was dragged for miles, entangled in the chassis, pulled across the asphalt, until there was nothing left to pull. They found what remained of her, near the roots of that peepal tree. The driver was never caught. The case sits in the Delhi police archives today, marked unsolved. But the tree remembers everything. Decades passed. Delhi grew. And with it came the Delhi Metro, one of the largest infrastructure projects in the history of this country. Billions of rupees, thousands of engineers, an army of construction workers who had leveled mountains of concrete and steel to build this city's future. They had a plan, a straight road, clean, efficient, modern. The peepal tree was in the way, so they sent a bulldozer. The engine seized completely. Without warning, without cause. They brought in a second bulldozer. The engine seized too. Both machines, both engines, dead. At the same moment, the workers stood in silence, looking at two perfectly functional bulldozers that simply refused to move. Then a worker volunteered. He would climb the tree himself, make the first cut manually. He climbed. He raised his saw. And then he stopped. His hand went cold. His eyes went wide. He did not scream. He simply fell. The doctors called it a cardiac arrest. The workers called it something else. The construction company made a decision that day that no engineering manual has ever recommended. They changed the road plan, the entire layout, rerouted, redesigned, built around a single tree that refused to be removed. If you go to Dwarka Sector 9 today, you will see it with your own eyes. A perfectly modern road that takes a sudden, sharp, unnatural curve around one tree. One tree that should not be there. One tree that is still there. Because she is still there, I want you to do something right now. Don't close this video. Open another tab. Go to Google Maps. Type Dwarka Sector 9, Delhi. Find the peepal tree near the main road. Switch to Street View. And look at that road. Look at how perfectly straight it is, on both sides. And then look at that curve. That single, sharp, unnecessary curve in the middle of an otherwise flawlessly engineered road. No other tree caused that curve, no other obstacle, no water body, no ancient structure. Just a tree. Just her. The Delhi Metro spent billions to build this city's infrastructure, and they moved their entire road plan for a girl whose name is not in any official record. Think about what that means. The most powerful engineering project in this country's history looked at that tree and surrendered. Come back when you've seen it, because what happened next is worse. December 2023. Shivam was 23 years old, the kind of person who laughs at ghost stories, who rolls his eyes at superstition, who believes that everything has a rational explanation, if you look hard enough. He had heard the legend of Sector 9. He didn't believe a word of it. So one night, he and two friends drove to that tree to prove a point. They poured alcohol into the roots, blew cigarette smoke into the bark, laughed, mocked, called out to whatever was supposed to be listening. In the old texts, this is called Tamsik Bog, an offering to the dark, not a prayer, an insult. And she heard every word. The first sign was the light. It appeared above the tree without warning. Not a street light, not a phone torch, something else entirely. In the old languages, they call it a tola, a ball of pure light that has no source and no explanation. It hovered above them, silent, still, and then it expanded. Shivam described it as thousands of flashlights aimed directly at his eyes. All at once, he lost all sense of direction. He couldn't find the car, couldn't find the road, couldn't find his friends who were standing right next to him. And then, nothing. When the light faded, they were standing in the exact same positions, same spots, same postures, as if they had never moved. Shivam checked his phone. He thought maybe a minute had passed, maybe two. His phone said, 67 minutes. 67 minutes, of which none of them remember a single second. They'd been standing there, frozen, like statues, for over an hour. And she had been watching them the entire time. They ran, all three of them, into the Scorpio. Doors locked, engine on, 100 kilometers per hour within seconds. Nobody spoke, nobody looked back. Shivam was driving. His hands were shaking, but the road was straight, and they were moving fast, and every second put more distance between them and that tree. He thought they were safe. He looked in the side mirror. She was there, not in the car, not on the road behind them. She was on the tree, still at the tree, but moving, crawling down the branches the way no human body can move, limbs bending in directions that limbs do not bend. And then she hit the asphalt, and she ran. Not like a person runs, not upright, low, fast, impossibly fast, parallel to the car, matching their speed. At 100 kilometers per hour, Shivam screamed. He lost control. The Scorpio hit the next intersection and spun 180 degrees and flipped. The official police FIR filed that night states the following: vehicle spun 180 degrees and overturned. No external collision, no skid marks on the road, no mechanical failure detected, no explanation given. 3 men were pulled from that vehicle, all alive. None of them have been the same since. Shivam thought the crash was the end of it. He was wrong. She had followed him home. The first morning after, his room smelled of wet earth. The specific, unmistakable smell of the soil near Sector 9. In his apartment, in a different part of Delhi, with every window closed. His mother heard it next. She came to his room at 3 in the morning because she heard him singing. She recorded it on her phone because she thought he was awake. He was not awake. He was deeply asleep, and he was singing an old folk melody, something she had never heard before, something no one in their family knew. The same song a 19-year-old girl used to hum by the roadside in 1990. A local priest gave Shivam a suraksha kavach, a protective charm, ancient, powerful. The priest told him to bury it 100 miles away from Delhi. Shivam drove through the night, buried it himself, came home, collapsed into bed, and woke up the next morning to find the charm sitting on his pillow, covered in fresh mud, the wet, dark mud of Sector 9. As he picked it up with shaking hands, a voice whispered in his ear, faint, distorted, like a recording played backwards through something broken. It said, "You tried to drown me. Now I drown you." Shivam has not slept properly since that night. Not once. Every time he closes his eyes, he feels it, his bed, vibrating. Slowly, a low rumble beneath the mattress, like an engine, like a truck engine, a 1990s truck engine, starting up beneath him. Every night, the same rumble, the same vibration, the same reminder that she has not forgotten what that truck did to her, and she never will. The tree is still there. Go check. The road is still curved. Go check. The FIR is still filed. Go check. She is still waiting at the roots of that tree in Dwarka Sector 9 for the one thing she never got. Not revenge, not peace, just acknowledgement that she existed, that she mattered, that her scream did not disappear into those roots for nothing. But here is what keeps me awake. She followed Shivam home. She didn't stay at the tree. She traveled. Which means the question is no longer about Sector 9. The question is, how far can she go? You have been listening to this story for the last 13 minutes. You have heard her name. You have seen her road. You know where she died. So, before you close this video, check the smell in your room. If it smells like wet earth tonight, if the ground beneath you feels like it's moving, don't look for the source, because the source already knows you're there. Some roads were never meant to be straight. Some knocks were never meant to stop. This was the final knock. If this found you, you already know what to do. Subscribe, because next time, we go somewhere she told us never to look, and something there has already started the engine.